Hey everyone, I'm back here with a top 10 non-Disney villain songs part 2. My first non-Disney villain songs list I thought could have been extended a little more, so this is a part 2 video, and then I will be doing my Disney villain content of the songs and my villain list. So let's get cracking with the list. At number 10 is Trust Me from The Road to El Dorado. It was the deleted villain song, but you can still find it on the soundtrack and on YouTube. There is no actual animated footage of it, just the soundtrack itself. It was performed and written by Elton John for the movie, but they never put it in because they felt that it didn't really make much sense. It would have been in the scene where Zekel Khan made the Jaguar come to life and control it. But it is a pretty interesting song, and I would recommend checking it out. At number 9 is The Queen of Mean from A Troll in Central Park. This movie is so bad, and I thought I would never find anything good in it, except for the villain song, which is one of those songs where the villain is like rhyming every 1 second, but she does it in a way where it works. I find that it works. And you can tell she is good at what she does, being evil and rotten and mean. So, it is kind of a catchy song, I'll admit, and a little bit of a guilty pleasure song for me. So that's why it's at number 9. At number 8 is Eggs from the Land Before Time, The Great Valley Adventure. This is performed by Ozzy and Strut, the two Struthiomimuses, or egg snatchers. In the movie, they are plotting to steal eggs, and Ozzy breaks out in the song trying to explain to his little idiot brother why eating vegetables is not good, and that he needs to eat eggs 3 times a day. It is so funny. And the whole time Strut is trying to convince Ozzy to let him eat some mold, some grass, and some trees, and Ozzy keeps smacking him and saying, "No, you gotta eat eggs." At number 7 is the Box Trolls song from the Box Trolls. One of Laika's better animated films. I thought it was better than Paranorman, not as good as Coraline, better than Kubo and the Two Strings. But I did like Sir Ben Kingsley's performance as Archibald Snatcher and the song The Box Trolls. So Archibald Snatcher dresses up as Madame Frou-Frou to fool the town into hating box trolls, and the song he sings is pretty hilarious and pretty whimsical as he and his henchmen dress up and pretend to be actors and portray the box trolls as monstrous little gremlins. At number 6 is I Will Survive, Nigel's cover from Rio 2. In the movie, he and Gabby the Frog and Charlie the Anteater try to sneak their way into the Amazon Untamed show so they can assassinate Blue. But they fail. But before that, they audition for the show and they sing I Will Survive. And it is a great scene in the movie, one of the most colorful and the most powerful scenes in the movie. One of the better songs, too. And number 5 is Playing with the Big Boys from The Prince of Egypt. The Prince of Egypt was a really good DreamWorks movie. It had a really mature message, a very mature tone to it. But this scene got a little bit on the whimsical side, a little bit on the, you can tell like a just whimsical side, where the two high priests, Hotep and Hoi, played by Martin Short and Steve Martin, perform a bunch of parlor tricks for Moses and try to show that they're better than him and that he's inferior. I thought it was a really good song, really good theme to the song, and just great visuals in the song, and the animation was great. At number 4 is Feed Me from Little Shop of Horrors. This musical is a little bit on the more scary side when it comes to the plant, Audrey number 2. He's an alien from outer space who wants to eat humans to conquer Earth. And he explains this through his song Feed Me, where he explains to Seymour that he needs to eat to get bigger and bigger. There was a deleted ending to the play where he does take over the entire Earth and rules over Earth, but they got rid of it and ended up killing him off at the end. Or did they? You'll have to go watch the musical. At number 3 is Jester's song from Legends of Oz, Dorothy's Return. The movie itself had a lot to be desired, but the Jester was an exception. He was a really good villain, I found. Really good villain that you can kind of sympathize for. He was neglected by his sister, the Wicked Witch, and she turned him into a clown for the rest of his life. She cursed him. So he explains that to the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, and the Lion as the same time he's torturing them, which I felt that to be copying Oogie Boogie's song a little bit, but I didn't really mind. It was a good villain song. At number 2 is I Need a Hero from Shrek 2. One of the best scenes in the Shrek franchise, where Shrek and gang try to break into the castle far, far away. At the same time, Shrek, who's not really Shrek, it's Prince Charming, he is dancing with Fiona and trying to get her to kiss him so he will fall in love with her, and he's pretending to be Shrek. And so, if you haven't seen the movie, go watch it. It's a great movie. And if you have seen the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's a great song. An honorable mention is Pretty Bird from Rio. Another one is Lonely at the Top from Noah's Magic Ark. And at number 1 is Intelligence from Help, I'm a Fish, performed by the one and only Alan Rickman. This is one of the best animated non-Disney villains and villain songs I've seen. I didn't put Joe on my list, though, because I felt he wasn't as good as the others. But at the same time, he's a great villain. Just not one of the strongest ones, I felt. But his song is a huge exception. His villain song is so dark and evil, and it just shows how scheming he is and how badly he wants to rise to the top of the food chain and make fish the top species and make them smart and intelligent with the potion that he has that he got from the scientist. So he tells the fish that he will make them intelligent and that they have to serve them, and they have to serve him, and his huge shark bodyguard. And then at the same time he captures the main characters trying to steal the vial. So it's a really good movie, and I highly recommend it. So like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.